How's it going, everybody? In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to wire a 2JZGTE VVTI engine. So step one, this is probably the most important step, is make sure you don't have an ECU with one of these extra black plugs. Because if you do, that's an immobilizer, and this is pretty much a paperweight. Alright, so wiring up the engine is not difficult at all. I made a couple little diagrams, and there's also a link I'm going to post into the description. You can follow the link and follow along in the video, and it also helps if you print out the actual papers. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments, and I hope this helps.
Alright, so the first thing we want to do is go up to internet. We're going to type in 2JZGTE VVTI wiring, and it should be the first page right here. And if you scroll down, it'll show you the ECU pinouts. We'll be using 3 different plugs for this, but the two main plugs on the two plugs on the ECU that we're going to be using is F50 and F60. It's the two on the right. We'll get to the other ones later, but basically if you go to F59, you scroll down on the left side. Scroll all the way down. Right here, it'll start showing you all the F59 plugs, and or all the pins in the F59 plug, and it'll show you which pin you use, all that. So we'll go back over to this reference for the pinouts. I've opened them up in this little editing paint software so I could show you which ones you're going to be using. Alright, so here is the ECU pinouts. This is all the plugs on the ECU. You could see this on that first page of that website. So the only 2 plugs on the ECU that we're going to be using are the F59 and F60 plugs. They are the 2 plugs on the right of the ECU. So we're going to start off with the F59 since it's the first one, and it only has one pin that we're going to be using out of that, which is the STA pin. This stands for starter signal, and this pin gets battery voltage when the ignition switch is turned to the crank mode. So if you can see on the right, I kind of have a little legend right here. So red is anything that is in the crank mode of your ignition switch. So that is the only pin we're going to be using on F59. So as we go over to F60, the first one we're going to be using is pin number 1, which is the BATT pin right here. That stands for battery power, and pretty much this one just gets constant battery power through a 25 amp fuse. So it's blue. See, there we go. The next one is pin number 7, which is plus BM over here. Stands for ETCS-I power, and that also gets constant power. Oh, keep doing that. That gets constant power. So the next one we're going to be going to is pin number 8, which is the plus BM. Let me see. No, plus B2, and that stands for the EFI main relay power. That is switched power. So it's switched power when the ignition is in run and crank mode. So plus B2 gets that, along with the IGSW, which is the ignition switch. That also gets switched run and crank power. Also the M relay pin just beside it. So all these get switch power, run and crank. The next one that also gets it is plus B. Crap. Plus B. So these all get run and crank switched power. The next thing I use on this plug, and the last thing I use, is EC, which is the ground. You don't have to, I don't know if you have to really use it. I haven't tried it without it, but I always just put that on there. So that is all the pins on the actual ECU that I use. Alright, so this is the BF2 plug, which is the engine loom to body loom plug. I will show you a picture of what this looks like right here. So this plug, we'll only be using 4 of the pins, which is pin number 6, 7, 8, and 9. So pin number 6 is power to the coils and the igniter. And this gets switched power when the ignition switch is in the run and crank position. So this gets yellow. There we go. So pin number 7 is power to the fuel injectors. This also gets switched power in the run and crank position. Pin number 8 is the starter motor relay switched power. So it gets power only when the ignition switch is in crank position. So make that red. There you go. And pin number 9 is the main EFI switched power. So this also gets yellow, which is in the run and crank position. So these are all of the actual wires, all the pins you would need to wire up to make your engine start. You could do this on the ground, or you could, do it when it's in the car. Alright, so I have all my wiring, and then down here I kind of made a little fuse panel. Kind of a big mess right now, but I got a fuse panel down there. I'll mount it up under the dash. I'm no expert, but I do know that it works, and I'll show you guys. I'll start it up real quick. So it is running a bit rich. I am running, I believe, 840cc injectors, and I do have a resistor pack wired in, and I am running a pretty big single turbo Borg-Warner S366. Alright everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you found it helpful. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps my channel grow and helps me make more videos similar to this. So stay tuned for more videos, and I will definitely update you guys on the build.